Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to our show. We have gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the multiverse, two of the nerdiest geeks to be found. We proudly present the professor and her geeky girlness herself, Ace. And now it's time. GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 52 of GeekyKOOL presents Professor and Ace. I'm the professor. As it's been norm of lately, Ace is running behind once again. AJ is on assignment but says she'll be here soon, so hope to have her with us here very soon, guys. We do, though, have some wonderful guests. We've got Jessica, Lonnie, and Dennis coming from Heroes for Kids Comic-Con in Perryville, Missouri, and that's coming up in July 17th. So it's right around the corner. It's just over a month away. Welcome, guys. Glad you're here with us.
Oh, well, thank you for having us.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're glad to be able to have you guys on and promote this wonderful convention you guys have. And wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of share what's going on, why you guys do this convention, and all the other cool stuff you guys do, because you guys do a lot of other really awesome stuff for kids. So we want to hear about that. So I'll let you guys get started. Kind of tell us about the convention that's coming up and what people can expect and kind of how it began.
Okay. Well, we first off, we'll talk about the Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. I'll hold up our flyer if anybody can. Hopefully, everybody can see it.
That's an awesome flyer.
Yeah. Thanks to our good friend Daniel Kirby and the Perryville newspaper, they helped us do our flyers.
That's awesome.
And again, like you said, the Comic-Con is here in Perryville, Missouri, which is 75 miles south of St. Louis, right on 55.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess 30 minutes north of Cape Girardeau. So yeah, you're on 55, you drive right past us. But the Comic-Con is July 17th. We have 3 guests that we've got coming in. One of them is John Anderson from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie.
Yes.
He was Shran. Let's see, he also played in Spider-Man Homecoming, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Jurassic Park, the newest, or not Jurassic Park.
The newest Jumanji movie,
right.
Stranger Things, and also he was one of the Hessian soldiers in Sleepy Hollow.
Oh wow!
Hessian soldiers. Okay. We have Matthew Ashley, who is a awesome artist and actor as well. He's got a lot of TV, movies, and TV series that he acted in on the Crime and ID Network.
Uh-huh.
He was also in the TV show Nashville, the TV show The Gifted, yes.
Yes.
And matter of fact, he was just in a movie that they released on, I think it was Disney Plus, the Thunder Force?
He was in Thunder Force.
Yes, Thunder Force. And then our final person, special guest is
Our final, because we've also got Richard Ness.
Oh yes, okay. Fine. Okay. We have Charles D. Moisant, who is one of the head.
He's the creative director for Silver Phoenix Entertainment.
All right.
And we also have Philo Barnhart, which is a second-generation Disney animator that worked on movies such as The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, American Tail, Rescuers Down Under.
Wow.
So those are our 3 main guests. And then we also have World of Warcraft writer Richard Knack coming in.
Yeah. That's awesome, guys.
So let's see. And for anybody that's wanting to know the address to the Comic-Con, again, it is here in Perryville, Missouri. It is at the Perry Park Center located at 800 City Park Lane. Let's see, general admission tickets are $5. And then we have early bird, which will get you in an hour early to the show. And those are $10. And we have a limited amount of those.
We have 10 of those left, I believe.
Wow.
And
with our early bird, we want to make it special for the ones that come in. So we only do 25 tickets for that first hour.
Right. That's wonderful.
So that gives everybody the chance to get to meet and greet with the artists, the actors, the writers before the general public comes in, and they're not fighting a crowd of early bird people to do it.
Right.
25 tickets that are sold.
And then on top of that, we sweeten the pot with a gift basket that a lot of our artists, our actors, and our writers will donate to this gift basket. So, not only do you get into the con for, the $10 for the early bird, but you get 1 in 25 chance to get an awesome gift basket. So, and who knows what'll be in it? Yeah, we don't know.
That's amazing. Our friend Keith, who has a show called Pop Culture Minefield, is watching with us. Hey, Keith. And Keith got some comments. Oh, looks like Ace has joined us. Let me bring her in. And then we'll bring up Keith's comments here. Hey, AJ. Glad you're here.
Hi, AJ.
Oh, AJ.
Hi, guys. Oh, look at you.
Good
I
to
miss
see you.
all of your faces.
Well, we're about to do some of Keith's comments real quick, AJ.
Yeah.
So let me throw these up here. So, Keith, this is when you were introducing your lineup of guests. Okay. He said, wow, he was very excited. And then loved the gifted and great guests. So he's pretty excited for you here.
I agree. I've been looking at your, every time you guys announce something and it's on the flyer, and I'm like, it just looks amazing. So
we need to get that flyer up in a post. I'll have to get that done.
Yes.
So, but I was looking for a flyer and I didn't see it, but I'll go look again. So Keith also said, that's fantastic, guys. Sounds like a great event. Well, Keith, AJ and I are going, and you're welcome to join us, buddy. Come on.
We would love that.
We'll carpool from Springfield.
Well, I have to say the best part about our Comic-Con is the fact that when we put it on, we select 2 nonprofits to benefit.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful thing. What nonprofits are you guys benefiting this year?
This year, it is being split 50-50 between St. Jude Hospital and the Missouri National Veterans Memorial Wall, which is an exact replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C.
That's wonderful, guys. Wow.
I love that. I love that you guys give back to the community and give back to as many people as you do. I watch your guys's because we met at a con a long time ago.
Yes.
At the MaxCon. And I've followed you guys, and I watch your page all the time and all the great things that you do, and you get cosplayers to come and help kids and stuff like that. And when you guys started putting on the events, I just thought it was such a great extension and a way for you guys to raise more money and help more people. So
yes.
Well, we were excited in 2019. We were able to get our federal nonprofit status.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
We've had our state nonprofit pretty much ever since the inception of Heroes for Kids. It just took us a little bit longer to get our state nonprofit our federal nonprofit due to the fact, a little bit more paperwork that involved a lot of that. So, but yeah, we are a official 501c3. So, which,
it has opened a lot of doors.
Yeah, it has opened a lot of
That's great. Well, Amanda's got a comment for you guys. Amanda Collins, one of our writers, always following HFK. You folks are so inspiring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So there's a lot of love over even on this side of Missouri for you guys. So
yes.
Awesome.
And again, thank you for definitely for all that. And again, we do travel. So again, I'll throw this out there that as long as our schedules allow it, please contact us and we'll come out and do stuff with everybody. We love doing it. We love putting smiles on everybody's faces.
That's awesome.
I think
Isn't that what it's about, though? Like, really?
Yes.
Isn't that
Oh,
the
yeah.
best thing? Yeah.
I think right now we've done events in 5 states.
Yeah, we get around the heartland pretty good. So.
Yeah.
That's good. So we've talked a little bit about the convention, and you guys have awesome guests, and AJ and I are going to be there. We're super excited to be there with you guys. We've got to work out some of the details on where we're going to stay and some other stuff, but we're going to definitely be there. But tell us a little bit about Heroes for Kids beyond the convention. Tell us what you guys do.
Well, how's this? We'll just start from how we actually got started.
That'd be awesome.
Me being a law enforcement officer myself, but I come from a long line of law enforcement and first responders throughout my family, and also being a recipient myself of the children's hospitals growing up. I've always wanted to give back. And I've always given back in some way, shape, or form. And in 2015, my wife and I, we went down to the Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois.
2014.
Oh, 2014. I'm sorry. 2014, went down to the Superman celebration, and both my kids decided it would be neat to see me dress up as Superman.
Yes.
And so that was literally how it started. So the conception of the idea of seeing me dress up in tights, walking around and taking photos with people started from my 15-year-old at the time, my 15-year-old and my 8-year-old.
Yep.
So and we ran with it, and we had no idea. My wife and I had no idea that there was other cosplay groups out there that dressed up and did stuff for charity. So we decided, with us already doing stuff on our own for whether it be donating our time or donating a little bit here and there of our own, we decided, well, if we're going to go out and start getting costumes, why don't we add this to it?
Right.
So that was how Heroes for Kids started. Was it was like, instead of just getting a costume and wearing it once in a while for the kids, since we already do stuff for charity, why don't we put together our own charity organization?
Right.
So that was how that happened. And then in April of 2015, Dennis, go ahead and tell us how you got started into it.
Okay. Well, back in 2013, I was fresh out of my, I was going through a divorce, and I was having all of these problems, familial problems with their health and all this stuff. And so I was kind of looking for something to kind of uplift me as I was going through life, because I was kind of in a bad spot. So I started getting into charity cosplay, and I went up to St. Louis and was working with a group up there quite a bit. And they're kind of an unofficial organization, but I realized that kind of needed something down here in Perryville. There was kind of a need for it. So I was wanting to start a group down here, and then I bumped into these guys at Cape Comic-Con in 2015, and I was telling them, hey, I'm wanting to start a group down here, and I need some help with it. And they were like, we've already got an organization in place, and it, instead of you creating something from the ground up, we've already got the groundwork laid down. Join us, and let's make the magic happen. So I got involved in it, and we got lightning in a bottle. And suddenly everything was happening. So
that's amazing.
isn't it serendipitous how things like that happen? Like it's just it's right time, right moment for everyone to just go with it.
Yep. Oh, definitely. Again, I was dressed. It was funny because, well, like Dennis said, we were in. I had just literally the first time I'd ever wore my Man of Steel suit was at Cape Comic Con in 2015, and he walks up and says, "Hey, man, I like your suit. Can we get a picture together?" And I'm surrounded by kids getting photos with them. And we get a picture together. Yeah, and then here comes Captain America. And then he invited Jess and I out to dinner. And
it turned out we had a lot of the same friends.
We had a lot of the same friends.
That's awesome.
We lived in the same town, and we had a lot of the same interest. And pretty much that's pretty much what struck our friendship over dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
And here, all these years, we've been living in the same town, liking the same stuff, wanting to do the same things, and never knew each other. And then one con, we just met and then talked it out. And it was like, dude, we got to follow this up and see where it goes. So
I am a very firm believer that the good Lord puts us in the right place at the right time for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
And isn't it amazing how many people you can know like passing by and you don't know the nerdiness or the geekiness of them, and then you see them at a con and you're like, I never knew. And it's, or you live in the same town as somebody who has so much interest in the same things as you, but you never know because we don't ask those things at the supermarket.
Right.
You don't go up to somebody and be like, hey, do you like cosplay at this? I mean, I might, but I'm not a normal person. But when you see them at a con, it's kind of this family, like automatic family.
Right.
Yes.
Because you automatically know that they embrace that nerdy, geeky, superhero comic book world just like you do. And that's my favorite thing about cons is that camaraderie that you get from the people. And it's just great that you guys could build that and make it something that's not just at cons. Like you guys have that group. And I know several people who are in your group, that go through, and you guys have that group that's just, you guys do this on a regular basis. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Well, when it comes to, we started out doing, simple charity stuff. I think one of our first events we did was for the Red Nose Day Fund.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And from there, we've always done stuff for the Children's Miracle Network. And that's actually, I guess, when we started doing our costuming for the Children's Miracle Network, which in our area helps out St. Louis Children's and Cardinal Glennon in the St. Louis area. And we were doing, we had started out doing our fundraiser for them with 2 10x10 tents out in a parking lot in the front of a Walmart store here in Perryville.
A fire truck and 2 squad cars.
And had about 8 characters raising money. That was all we did. And then within 3 years, we took over a third of Walmart parking lot.
Wow.
And
we had essentially turned it into an outdoor con.
Yeah.
Right.
We were bringing in some artists who one of them is going to be at our show this year. Actually, and was at our show in 2019. Chris Ebert, who is a freelance artist out of Sikeston, Missouri. We had D'Artagnan Allen and Lorenzo Lozana out of the St. Louis area was at our last show, and who was actually one of them that somewhat gave us the inspiration to do to turn this into a con. And we also had Rick Burchett, who worked for DC Comics
forever. Yeah.
Rick has been Rick, who is also I guess you could say a celebrity member of Heroes for Kids. he was the one that actually struck the idea. He goes, you pretty much got what a comic convention out here in the middle of a parking lot.
Right.
He says, why don't you actually put on a convention? So I'm talking with my hands. So
That's okay. I do that too.
Do it all the time. You're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's about to take off in flight.
So we ended up going to, what was it? SICon, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Over in Southern Illinois, over in Carbondale. And I just started asking around some of the artists, the writers, and it's like, what do you guys think about doing a con 100%
Based on charity.
based on charity? Nobody, the only people that get, nobody, I mean, we raise 100% of it, and it goes right into whatever charity organization we're helping.
Yes.
And everybody was like, that would be awesome. So we started wheeling and dealing and trying to find the location here in Perryville. And in 2019, we put on our first show. Between sponsorships, the vendor booth spaces, our silent auction,
Monetary donations.
We were able to raise just over
$4,400 that we split between Children's Miracle Network and the Hope Therapeutic Horsemanship Center here in Perryville.
That's wonderful.
So, and then, the only thing that the Heroes for Kids takes away from it, number one, is doing something good for our community, putting smiles on people's faces.
Right.
But the only thing that Heroes for Kids money-wise takes away from it is what we take at the door for the entry coming in. That way we can set up for the next show.
Right.
That, and again, it's, we enjoyed doing it. The first year we ended up having Wyatt Weed, who was the boar predator from Predator 2. And we had W.F. Bell from The Walking Dead.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and then now this year, unfortunately, 2020 hit everybody hard.
Right.
But thank God that our special guest that we had for the 2020 show still said, yes, you have it, we'll do it. So again, John Anderson, Matthew Ashley, and Philo and Charles, they come back to us and said, yes, we want to still be involved in your show for 2021. And,
that's first of all, the caliber of guests you guys get for a con that technically this is your second year because of 2020.
Yeah, right.
Is amazing. I know people, and you guys know this, like I've helped people organize cons. I helped with MaxCon a little bit with their cosplay contest both years. And so many cons don't know where to start when they're trying to get guests. And the fact that you guys not only knew where to start, but got such premium guests, such amazing guests the first year and then also for this year is just a testament to the tenacity that your whole group has. And I know it is. I know because you guys, like you said, you don't get paid for these events. You don't get paid for any of the Heroes for Kids events. It's for charity. You guys do it out of the kindness of your hearts. And I know how much work you put into those events, let alone this. And that's why when I was talking to the professor, I was like, I really would like to go to this because I know I missed the first one because I had to work. And I was like, I know these guys. I know this group of people and how much heart they put into it. And anything that I can do to help support that from a distance, I'm in Branson, I'm not right there. Why would I not? And so just the fact that you guys have guests, so many cons, lost professor. So many cons don't get like hardly anybody but local guests the first year. You guys got guests and you got amazing guests. So hopefully we can help spread the word and get you guys more people in that door, and so that way you can keep doing it.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Definitely. And again, honestly, with the way we got our guest, honestly, we have, we cannot take all the credit for everything that we do.
Right.
We have to thank Ken Murphy and Amanda Rhodes from Cape Comic-Con.
They've given us a lot.
They've given us a lot of advice. Some of the
Chris Toyman McClellan.
Chris Toyman McClellan. He's given us a lot of advice on what to do, what not to do.
Right.
And just the actors that we've met. These actors, we can't forget SemoCon. Mr. Bill that runs SemoCon. These actors that we've gotten to meet and become personal friends with. That's where we've met them at, and they ask what we do, what we do, and we try sharing our message. And I don't know if it's they fall in love with it, they love what we do, and it's like, yes, I like what you do. I want to be a part of it. I want to be involved, and that's how we end up getting. That's how we.
Well, we became friends with several of the Walking Dead actors without ever having actually seen The Walking Dead. Granted, we've seen all but season 10 now, but we had never seen a single episode before we met several and became friends with them.
Yeah, after becoming friends with about 4 or 5, I was like, I think we might want to watch this show. That way we know a little bit of what they're talking about.
What's always impressed me about the group is that when we first started out, we said, okay, we're going to set this goal. And then once we met it, we didn't stop there. Then we said, okay, we're going to get a slightly higher goal. And we get that. And as we went along, people would start noticing what we were doing and saying, hey, you want to get to this next level, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. And then we would follow their advice to the T, and it worked. So
we've had a lot of good people. A lot of good people. And like Jess said, the good Lord put us in the right place at the right time with the right people. And, and with us taking their advice, using it and putting it to model what we think would work. And again, here we are now 6 years, and we cover 5 states. And we want to make it bigger and better and our goal is to make it bigger, better every year.
Yeah,
right.
That's amazing. How many cosplayers or characters do you guys have in your group? Do you know at this point? How many members?
We have volunteers from St. Louis to Paducah, Kentucky.
Wow.
Yeah,
everywhere in between.
Yeah, and everywhere in between. We have the main, I guess you could say tent pole for Heroes for Kids is, I guess you could say, the Trinity right here. Dennis, Jess, and myself. Everybody else that comes in is volunteers and from all forms of walks of life. So we have one that's a physical therapist, security guards, other law enforcement, other first responders and military, school teachers. We do have some authors that come in and cosplay with us. And again, this is
military vets.
Yeah, military vets. We one of our highlights, I guess you could say, we drove down to Perryville, if I said that correctly.
Yes, Perryville,
Tennessee. We were asked to come down and do a meet and greet with a young man that beat cancer. And,
nice. Yes.
That's a 7-hour drive. And I turned around and said, you know what? I said, if Mom wants us to come down, we'll find a way to make it down there. And we contacted several of our friends that we've come to know through going to different conventions. and we ended up having
we need to expand that because they're down in Knoxville, so we've got friends that help us from
we've
Knoxville,
got
St. Louis.
St. Louis. So we ended up having almost 20 different cosplayers
come out and help us
celebrate this young man's victory over cancer. So
that's amazing.
The cosplay family is an amazing one.
Yes.
So we've got several comments from Keith. I keep trying to get him to come on and join us. Keith, you should pop in because I'm going to be reading his questions, and Keith is very articulate, and he would be good to have pop in. But first, he wanted to make sure he understood the date. It is July 17th, Saturday, July 17th, in Perryville, Missouri. Yep. And Keith did say that he's planning on coming now, and awesome. Looks forward to meeting you guys. So that's amazing, Keith. Keith also says, now some of these have been a little while because Keith likes to respond very quickly as you guys are talking, but I don't want to interrupt what you're saying.
When we do a video on Facebook, if you guys have watched our videos on Facebook, it's almost we try staying on point with her behind the camera telling us to keep track, but it's always a 3-ring circus and we have fun doing it. So
well, there's always that delay, and then like Professor says, when we have guests on, we don't want to interrupt our guests speaking, so sometimes the comments start piling up. So but
especially with Keith.
Yeah, Keith is very inquisitive.
Keith is wonderful. We love Keith. He's one of our buddies. Has his own show, and so this is the comment about the three of you meeting up. He said, "Wow, sounds like the Three Musketeers of this event were meant to meet."
Yes. Yeah. Well, the funny thing was when we originally met. Cape Comic-Con had actor John Wesley Shipp, who is the original Flash.
Yes.
I walk in, and again, this is the first time I have, other than test fitting it here at home. I walked into the Cape Comic-Con and the Cape Girardeau comic convention, and I did the iconic Superman pose with the hands on the hips, and I actually pulled almost half the kids from John Wesley Shipp's booth. John Wesley Shipp looks up at me and goes, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Sorry." So that struck the friendship between myself and John Wesley Shipp.
That's awesome.
I should have dressed as Batman that year.
So as I'm standing there getting high fives and a few pictures from the kids, that is actually when Dennis comes up as Captain America, and he goes, "Hey, can I get in the pictures with you? I'll like your suit."
Well, that's not exactly how it happened. He was getting his pictures taken. I was over in another part of the lobby getting my pictures taken with people, and people were like, "Can we get a picture of the two of you together?" So I came up to him. It wasn't, "Please, can I have a picture taken with you?" No, it was, "Hey, they want pictures of us together. Can we do that?" So he was
then like, we did go, "Hey, like your suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Welcome.
Wow,
Keith.
you guys, first of all, great show today. Great show today. And as far as the event, wow, this is fantastic. You guys have put together something really cool. I'm definitely going to look forward to coming and meeting you guys and just soaking it all in. So
they're really cool, Keith. I've known them for years now. I know someone you don't know. Sorry.
It gets funny because, like I said, I'm a deputy sheriff. I'm a 19-year law enforcement officer, and it's pretty funny in my town of in Perryville, roughly about 8,000 people. The people in this town don't know me as Deputy Johnson. they know me as Superman, I can literally walk around in my uniform
You
and
can walk into court and get
yeah,
Superman.
I walk into court and they look at me and go, "Hey, Superman, how you doing?" I'm just like, okay.
You know what? There are worse things to be known as, but I can't think of anyone better to be Superman. You know,
Appreciate it.
so thank you. Hey, look, being an officer of the law, let me just thank you for your service to your town and for what you do. Really, all three of you. You guys are heroes for doing this. And as I was trying to type before, I have done a lot of conventions over the last few years, to say. But what you guys are doing is just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And I'm familiar with a lot of your guests. Some of them I do know personally. So
It's awesome.
That makes our family reunion.
Yeah. You know, and that's what I like about going to different cons, whether we attend as you know, as just patrons, paying patrons coming in, or if you know, or we're set up as a vendor. And you know, a lot of people, the way we don't know this, but a lot of the times when you see us set up at a convention, the stuff that the merchandise that we have out is donated to us by a lot of the actors, the artists, the writers, by the celebrities that we meet. And then we frame them up and sell them at the shows. And that is how we raise the money to help the charities or the communities, the stuff that we help raise money for and donate. That is how we do that. So when you see us going to or you know, when we go to but other than that, when we go out, it's to a hospital, it's to schools, churches, birthday parties,
community gatherings.
Yes.
Right?
You know, so I mean, if it's not just donations, straight donations that we get, the way we raise our money is at the conventions that you see us set up for.
Well, now, I think I had typed a question earlier. I don't know if Larry got around to reading it, but have you guys made any attempt to contact James Gunn, or at least Warner Brothers, considering that James Gunn is a Missouri director? Whenever he takes a lot of his vacations. Oh, yeah, he's a St. Louis guy. Yep. Him and his brothers, who are in the business, are all St. Louis people. In fact, the one brother has been working with, oh man, what's the name of that comedian that's on HBO every Friday night? One brother does a talk show and has been doing it for almost 20 years. And then the youngest one of his brothers is an actor who's been in all his brother's movies. And but James Gunn is someone that you guys should probably ask to see if he would donate anything, and also see if you can contact Warner Brothers, and if you can coordinate it with James Gunn, he might sign a poster for his upcoming movie, The Suicide Squad, for you guys.
That would be awesome.
Like I said, he is connected.
Probably beat us with our mallet.
No, James Gunn, the Gunn family is like he said, from the St. Louis area. I didn't know that as well. But they is it Bill Maher is the one?
Yeah, that's it, Bill Maher.
The brother does the Bill Maher show, and then the younger one is an actor, but
Sean Gunn.
Right?
Yeah, Sean.
Sean was at BransonCon a couple of years ago.
He was. But that would be. I think that would be great, and I've met Sean. I haven't met James, but I met Sean, and he seemed like a pretty nice guy. So
he is, yeah.
James Gunn is a pretty nice guy. Sean is a really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Their family can trace they can trace their family all the way back to pretty much the founding of St. Louis. And I think their family business is actually the law. But for whatever reason, all the boys in this current generation of the family decided to go into the entertainment industry, and they left their sister to practice law in St. Louis.
So we've got a comment from Amanda here. I didn't get all yours read, Keith, but I thought if you came on, then you could ask those questions rather than me trying to read them for you, because you do such a better job.
I've got to step away from the video.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Step away from that. My work just called me. Give me a second.
Oh, I understand. That's important. All right. So Amanda says,
we'll try to entertain you.
Keith's talking about James Gunn being connected, but here I'm thinking Keith is the one with the connections.
Right.
Usually so. Usually Keith is the one. Keith may be able to get you the connections to James Gunn. Maybe that's
you know what? He will respond if you ask him on Twitter. He's really good about responding, and especially for your event, I'm thinking he might just do that, and he may just be able to open the door for you guys to talk to Warner Brothers and see about not only getting stuff as a tie-in, either to donate for whatever you want, but also they could probably send you guys like a stack of posters and stuff to hand out to various people that come to the event for not just the stuff connected to the Suicide Squad, but really for a lot of the shows and programs that they have, like the new show, Superman and Lois. And and they're looking to get people excited about the new animated Batman series that they have coming.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of different things. They have a lot of stuff that they really need to get the word out on, and I think your event would be good. I mean, I don't know what their plans are for San Diego, so getting a hold of people and getting a hold of Warner Brothers and having them send this stuff to you would probably be something that they could do. And considering how close we are to your event, now would be a good time for you guys to go ahead and do that.
That's good, Keith. Thank you.
That would be a good way to set up for our third event, is to have like a Warner Brothers themed type of situation. Yeah, I think that would be very helpful. Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah, I would, like, Keith is a fountain of knowledge. We always say that. He knows so many. I mean, he does. And anytime I connect people with people who are more knowledgeable than I am, that's what I'm about. That's what Professor and I both are about, to be honest. But no, I love that idea, Keith. I think that would be great for them. And you guys, like, and if Keith says, like, he responds on Twitter more than anything, then that's probably your best bet. But I think that would be great. How much fun would that be if you guys had anything at all from James Gunn at the event? Like, that would be a major thing.
That would be awesome. Yeah. We'd even take James Gunn at the event.
Yeah. Maybe he'd show up. That would be phenomenal.
Well, that's the thing. He's done that before. He's been on Twitter and Instagram. Like, he had one Instagram post 2 years ago where he took a picture of himself, and I would have just passed it by had it not been for the fact that he was saying that he was at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Right.
And because he loves to come back to Missouri because his parents are still here, and he still has at least one of his siblings here in Missouri, and he just likes to come visit because, when it's just him, he's just a guy. And for the most part, I don't think people really recognize him too well when he's out and about. So
no, I think seeing someone, I think his brother Sean is people would recognize him a little bit more just because you've seen him on screen. And James Gunn, you don't see him on screen as much. But no, his sister's a lawyer, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. She's the only one of them that actually stayed with the family business.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas. Anything we could do to help, that.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yep.
She's on it. She's like, Jessica's like, I'm already on it.
I think if you showed up, we'd probably try to set up a photo shoot with Superman and Batman and Catwoman and Joker and Harley and maybe a Batgirl or something.
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, I'm sure we could figure something out. I don't know.
Right, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, we'd be greatly appreciative.
I'd like to ask also, have you guys ever been to the Superman celebration in Metropolis?
Yes.
A few dozen times.
I've been a regular goer since 2006. I've never missed a year since 2006. So.
Wow. See, I'm envious. That means you were there when the late great John Schnepp was there. Wow. See, I am totally envious. The reason why I'm asking is that's also would be a good place to find a few items that you could probably get signed for your event. Not so much for this year because I think that event will take place after your event. But for next year, you could probably come up with a few.
Yeah.
We typically go through and talk with all of the artists. Well, a couple years back, Todd Aaron Smith took and donated 2 pieces to us. One was his drawing for 78 Superman, and the other one was for 66 Batman.
66 Batman. Yeah.
Wow.
And the Superman piece we were able to get signed by Margot Kidder and Sarah Douglas.
Wow.
And
there's a man by
the gentleman that bought the 66 Batman from us bought Superman as well.
Wow. That's phenomenal. There's a guy by the name of Tom Cook. He likes going to a lot of conventions in the area. And I'll probably try to get you his contact information. But he's to be a part of he's worked for basically almost every major animation company that all of us grew up watching for Saturday morning cartoons. And so he goes around to a lot of different conventions with artwork. I mean, he was just at the one in Hannibal 3 or 4 weeks back, and I got a signed piece from him from Super Friends.
Wow.
But he has
Tom Cook?
Tom Cook.
Yeah, Tom Cook. He's on Facebook, and he responds to messages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
we've actually become very good friends with him, and he is a celebrity member of our Heroes for Kids.
Yes.
Rock and roll. See, you guys have. I don't need to say anything. You guys are already on it.
Well,
you guys are.
Well, Keith, they're also hooked up with Rick Burchett.
Yep. Rick is good people.
Yes, Rick's a really good guy.
And Wyatt's good people too.
Yeah, a funny story with Rick. We were doing a show up in St. Louis, and and Rick was one of the special guests, along with Joe Stanton, the guy that helped create Dick Tracy.
Yeah,
and they were sitting next to each other. And I walked in as Superman and walked up and gave Rick a hug. And Joe turns around and looks at Rick and goes, "How do you know this young man?" And Rick turns around and he goes, "Well, don't you know? This is my son." So yeah, I got introduced to Joe Stanton as Rick Burchett's son. So I said, "Okay," I said, "I'm good here."
Wow.
Adopted into the family. And then Joe Stanton turned around and we got to explain Heroes for Kids to Joe Stanton. And Joe Stanton sat there and drew a portrait of Superman in the version of Dick Tracy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And donated it to Heroes for Kids. One of the comic book dealers at another show that we went to shortly after that ended up buying it from us. But yeah, it was funny because you have the Superman hair, the Superman, half chest with the logo, and the face
Yeah.
was 100% all Dick Tracy.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
See, you guys, wow, just rock. I mean, you guys just rock.
They're pretty amazing, aren't they, Keith?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As I said, I call them the Three Musketeers.
Yep. Oh, well, I'm going to have to get off. Speaking of Lonnie got a phone call, I just got a text from a news story I'm doing. So I've got to get off here for just a minute. If I can come back, I will. If not, I will see you guys all later.
All right. Thanks, Ace.
Bye.
Okay.
Wow, 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 wow. Look.
We've been very blessed with our very blessed with our celebrity members that we have for Heroes for Kids.
Yeah.
One that a couple people might have heard of is Jason David Frank.
Yes.
He has been, celebrity-wise, he has been one of the biggest donors that we have had over the last 6 years.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Anytime we see
Wow.
him, it is nothing uncommon for him to donate anywhere from
Yeah.
6 to 10 signed pieces for us.
Wow.
And they never
That's
last very long.
fantastic. I
Well,
bet
and,
not.
It's one of those things, when we do what we do, say at a convention, we've had this come up. So if anybody asks, ask how we set up our prices or anything like that when we do what we do when we do our prices, we set the prices. We actually don't set the prices. The prices get set by the actor, the artist, or the celebrity that donates the item to us. And we go out, we buy frames, we frame them up real nice, and make them real presentable. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had somebody turn around and look at me and go, "Do you have a COA with that?" I turned around and said, "Well, no, I don't, but I've got something better." What we do is every time we get something asked for a donation and they donate, we ask if we can get a photo of them either signing it, holding it, or one of us with them, donating it to us. That is our COA, because the big thing is everybody knows how autographs are, especially, for instance, especially if it's somebody, a famous actor, artist, writer, and then if they've passed, those COAs jump prices on them tremendously.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that to the people that would come out and go ahead here. That come out and want to help raise money or help donate money to us for the items that they buy. So we want to make sure that we give you guys give everybody the best quality that they can have.
Right.
Give me a second. I got somebody in here. Just switch. We're gonna be on that for a while, so let me
switch out here.
All right.
She's back.
She is back. We're glad to have you back, Jessica. So if somebody wants to come to Perryville for the convention, is there a hotel, motel that you guys are recommending? Is there somebody you guys have a contract with for the convention?
The Super 8 of Perryville is working with us and is doing a special rate for people coming in for Heroes for Kids Comic-Con.
That's wonderful. All right. So I'll be taking advantage of that. And I know that anybody watching doing this, if you're coming in for the convention, that's the place to stay.
Right.
Looks like Keith is back with us. Hello, Keith. Welcome back.
Hey, sorry about that. I kept having problems and issues. So
it happens, my friend.
But hopefully I sound better now. Look, again, as I keep saying, you guys, phenomenal job, and in such a short amount of time. the work you guys have just put into all of this is just inspiring, you know.
Well, I think each of us has our own little set role. Like Jessica is the brains of the outfit. I mean, Lonnie and I, we're kind of the face, and we get out there and meet with the crowd. But she's the one that says, okay, this is what you can do. This is what you can't do. This is where this goes. This is where that goes. This is what we need to take care of. So she's kind of the brains of it. And then me, I'm more of the boots on the ground and the hands that help out. And then Lonnie, this was his baby. So basically, he's the heart and soul of the group. So he's, you know, between the three of us.
And neither one of the boys are allowed to schedule anything.
No. Don't do that. No, I already did this. And the next thing you know, we've got 2 or 3 things scheduled in one day, and then it gets a little dicey. So,
Yes.
So that's
So how often,
though. Well,
Yes.
he's not here to defend himself, so that's why we're saying this. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, the reason behind that is my loving husband, because he inadvertently scheduled 3 events on one day.
Wow.
wow.
So Amanda's got a comment. Amanda wants to know how far in advance the heroes recommend to book a room at the Super 8 for the convention.
I would book as soon as possible.
Yes.
Because that's also where most of our vendors and our guests are staying as well. If you are unable to get a room at the Super 8, check out Urban Lofts. They are an awesome Airbnb. That is where we had one of our special guests stay in 2019, and he absolutely adored it.
Urban Lofts, all right. That's perfect.
And
that gives us some places to look at.
There's also Holiday Inn.
Oh.
That's about the only 3 places I would recommend.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's all in my neighborhood. So
yeah.
So you got a superhero contingent to make sure you're all safe and stuff.
So Mandy, if you want to come, just let us know. Maybe we can all carpool. But also, if you go ahead and get those rooms booked now. Also wants to know. Amanda wants to know, if we stay at the Urban Lost, we might run into someone famous. So she's wanting to know, basically, if she books there, will some of your guests be there?
Our guests are all at Super 8 this year.
So there you go, Mandy. Super 8.
That's where you need.
Yeah.
Unless James Gunn comes to town, he might stay at the Urban Lost. We don't know. So.
That would be great if you were able to get really James Gunn and all his brothers.
Yeah.
Because he's got 2 older brothers, and they the movies, the Mysterious Island and Mysterious Island 2.
Okay.
That's all. Those were written by the Gunn brothers.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And James Gunn also, of course, everybody knows that James Gunn wrote the screenplay for Scooby-Doo, the live-action Scooby-Doo, as well as all the other movies and other things that he's done. So he is a busy guy. I mean, I think they're trying to wrap up a lot of the post-production for the Suicide Squad, and he's also trying to write the next and his final Guardians of the Galaxy film. So.
Well, maybe not as
We
final.
wouldn't complain if he brought some of his Guardians of the Galaxy folks along too.
Well, it would be easier probably to get a lot of the Suicide Squad people. I don't know if you checked out the cast for that movie, but let's just say there's at least one member of the Suicide Squad that could be a double guest for you guys if he were to come. Because he's not only a member of the Suicide Squad, he's also a doctor.
Okay.
As in Doctor Who.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't got to look at the cast yet of it, so.
Oh, Peter Capaldi is the thing.
Okay, yeah, all right. What? No Margot Robbie?
Oh, Margot Robbie's in it. She's back.
Yeah,
She's
I know.
back.
Yeah, but can we get her?
You could ask him. Idris Idris Elba is also part of the cast.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
And let's just say, if you have any fans of Firefly, there's one
Oh, yeah,
particular
we got-
cast member that you might be interested in.
Yep.
Yeah, if we ended up with someone from Firefly, one of my vendors would never make it to his table. Because he would
Well,
with that guest.
I may not either
He's sitting
at
in
that
his
point.
lap, stroking his hair. And, yeah.
If James Gunn brought the cast of the Suicide Squad with him, I think there'd be a lot of people taking an interest in this particular person. So,
Yeah, we'd be able to cut a large check to the charity.
Yeah.
Yes.
like I said,
that would thrill us to no end.
the cast of the Suicide Squad is a combination of some of the actors who were in the first film, along with a whole new group of actors. David Dastmalchian, who is an actor from Missouri, he's from the Kansas City area.
Okay.
You probably have seen him on The Flash. He plays Abracadabra.
Okay.
And that's David. He was also in The Dark Knight. And he was also part of the cast of Ant-Man. He's the Russian of the three Goombas that like hanging out with Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's David. Yeah. But he's also a part of the cast of the Suicide Squad.
Awesome.
So look, James Gunn got a lot of really cool people to be in this movie.
Yes.
And he was given permission by Warner Brothers to go ahead and kill off as many of the cast members as he wanted.
Okay.
What happens with the Suicide Squad? So I want to know.
Suicide Squad.
Yes.
I know you guys have some special events going along with this, particularly a certain sleepover that I've heard about and some other things. Can you tell us a little bit about those events going on?
Well, it's not exactly a sleepover, but it is.
Oh, pajama
a
party, wasn't it?
daytime PJ party.
Yeah, pajama
Yeah,
party.
it's a
Right,
daytime
right.
PJ party with Rapunzel and Harley.
It's such an interesting
We're gonna do that
combination.
For ages, they work well together. Actually, Rapunzel's a very calming influence on Harley. But we're going to do that for ages 4 to 8. And then the second group will be ages 9 to 14.
That's
and
awesome.
They're going to do, they'll have snacks and do a little craft and hair, makeup, dance, story time, whatever the girls decide to throw at them.
That's awesome. Yeah, Morgan's one of the writers for our site, along with being a part of your guys' group. So Morgan's fantastic. We had her on last week, and so we love Morgan. So she was telling us a little bit about that. So I'm very excited for you guys. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, Morgan is an absolute sweetheart. And then this is going to be the first year that we're going to have gaming at our show. We're going to have a 4-hour block for D&D.
Yes.
Excuse me. With the possibility of they may have a celebrity player in it. We don't know yet. We're waiting on the dungeon master to let us know.
That would be awesome.
Wow. I mean, considering how big D&D is right now with a lot of celebrities, that could be just about anyone.
And our D&D for the 4-hour game is only going to have 6 spots available for it. If by chance we sell those 6 spots, the DM is willing to open a second 4-hour slot, but it will change the time frames, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
And how much do those slots cost for those out there that love D&D?
For the D&D, it's $10 a ticket, and that does include your admission.
All right. That's a deal. That's a steal.
That is a total steal.
And how about for the pajama
Yeah,
party?
considering most conventions run about $50.
Yeah.
One day, $5 is actually a pretty good deal.
It's
Well,
yes, it
That's
is.
kind of like our general admission is $5.
All right.
Our active military and first responders are free with their credentials. Children
Wow.
10 and under with a paid adult are
That's
free.
Right.
So again, we want to bring the families out. And then one really cool thing that we are starting this year is we're pulling in the 2 local high schools. I contacted the art teachers at Perryville High School and St. Vincent High School, which is the Catholic high school, and told them that we wanted to showcase a couple of their art students from freshman to senior, and we wanted them to nominate the students. So we're going to have a couple of artists from each high school, and we're really going to throw them for a loop because they're not going to be set off to the side like you would see most conventions do. They are going to be right smack dab in the middle of our professional artists.
That's awesome.
So they're going to get the chance to talk to the artists that have made this their career and get advice from them on what they could do to further their ambition to be in this field.
Cool. You know, have you guys thought about putting together a series of stickers for people who have never been to a convention before and have them wear that so that you guys can identify who all the newbies are? Because there's a good chance, really good chance, that you're going to have quite a few people that have never been to anything like that before, and you guys are going to be their first one.
That would be cool.
That's not a bad idea. When we did our first show, we had a lot of people that from our community that showed up, and they were like, "What's this all about?" They weren't into They weren't into it, and then they paid their money, they got in, and then they were like, "This is awesome. When are you doing this again? We want to do this next year." So, but yeah, that sticker idea would be a very good idea, and it would help get the community more involved.
Yeah,
So,
That's right. It's an idea I took from Disney World, because whenever you go, if you've never been there before, if you've never been to any park like that before, they will give you a button. And when you go to various places in the park, many of the people that work there will see that you're wearing a first timer button and will try to do special things just for you to do that. Now, I'm not saying you have to put together that kind of deal, but
right.
it usually means something to a dealer or someone else that is working there. You know, if you see that someone's never been to one of these before, you know, you'll approach it just slightly differently to help make the experience a very memorable one.
That's
So-
good.
Yeah,
That's
a
good, Keith.
That is a good
Yeah.
idea.
You're welcome.
Keith's full of great ideas. He's
I'm full of
guy.
something.
And this is how we help make it grow. We listen to the folks like you who give us suggestions and
stuff that we are able to implement to help make it bigger and better.
right.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it works, and then we're like, oh, great, let's make this a normal part of our routine. So
Yeah. Considering that I'm just now making the suggestion to you guys, for this year, you guys could just have like a little sticker that you give someone, they can put it on their badge. But for next year, you might come up with a special sticker design for any first timers. That way, you know.
yeah, like a special badge or something that
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds phenomenal.
yeah, that's a great. Yeah.
Well, guys, is
we're
there
hoping to
anything
eventually-
else that you guys would like to share with people about Heroes for Kids Con coming up, or about your organization? Because we're going to make sure we have got links for both your organization and for Heroes for Kids Con in here, and also in the write up we'll do along with it. But is there something else you'd like to share? We're love to hear anything else you guys have for us.
Well, we definitely want people to check out our pages. Right at the moment, we have a business out of Columbia, Missouri that is running a benefit for Heroes for Kids, and they are selling what is called a Lexo mug.
Uh-huh.
And it's a $40 mug, and they are donating $15 of each sale to Heroes for Kids.
Wow.
And they are engraved or thermal printed with Heroes for Kids logo on them.
That's amazing.
Oh,
And we have the link to that on our page.
Is that on your Facebook page, or is there another page you guys have?
We do want to put a shout out to those people out in the community that have supported us. And,
Yes.
With all the work we do, it would mean nothing if the community didn't support us when we do it. And as our influence grows, we're finding more and more communities are jumping in and saying, we want to help you be a part of this. We've got repeat people coming up to us and saying, hey, you helped us with this event before. We've told the folks at the Chamber of Commerce about you. We want you down here. We love interacting with all these communities, and we just wanted to give a shout out to them to say thank you for allowing us to come into your town and to show what we do and to help you guys with the events that you've got going on. So we're constantly looking for ways to improve. We're constantly looking for ways to go bigger and better and grow. And we appreciate suggestions. And
we would definitely love to be able to grow our Comic-Con into more than a one-day show.
Sure.
We know it's going to take time, but
I know this might be wishful thinking at this point, but eventually we'd kind of like to be something like the March of Dimes or the Susan B. Comic for the Cure, or something like that, where when people think Heroes for Kids, they realize just what we're trying to do: introduce our kids to our real life heroes, our firefighters, law enforcement, military, first responders, and all that stuff.
Yes.
So we don't want to lose sight of our original vision, but we also want to do what we can to inspire people that the world's not such a bad place after all. That most people are pretty good people, and that the bad stuff you see on TV is just like 1% of the population. Most people are good people, and they're out there, and that heroes do exist, and they don't always wear capes.
In all shapes, sizes, and colors.
All shapes, sizes, and colors, and they don't
Right
always
on.
wear capes.
That's
that
great,
is fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
If there's a message we want to get out, that's the message.
That's a wonderful message. I couldn't agree more with you guys. Right on. So, all right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap up now, if that's okay. Thank you, guys, for joining us. Oh, there's Mr. Keith. We can actually see his pretty face here.
There he
is. Keith, thank you so much for jumping in, asking your questions. One, to get me from reading them all. Two, you're awesome.
It's what I do. It's the reason why I got that show.
But duty called, and Superman had to go save a few things.
Well, I'm glad you were able to save them and got it all taken care of. We're glad you got back in time. Jessica, Lonnie, Dennis, it's such a pleasure meeting you guys. I'm looking forward to the convention. AJ speaks so highly of you guys, and I can see why. And you guys are amazing. We are super excited to come cover your convention. We will be writing several articles leading up to the convention, promoting things. It sounds like we're going to have Mr. Keith come join us and probably share a table with him for his stuff for Pop Culture Minefield. And then and it looks like Amanda may be joining us too. So we may bring an entourage to come help cover your convention and support it any way we can. So,
and we'll hang and take Perryville by storm.
I love it. I love it. So, before we close out our show, we always like to talk about our other friends doing similar things to us. Oh, I want to throw this up. I totally forgot to do this earlier. There's the logo. That's an amazing logo, guys. I love that. That's really cool. But we want to give a shout out. We have several friends that do very similar type of shows. And so we want to give shout outs to everybody that does that because we've got amazing friends. We'll start over here with Mr. Keith down below. Keith and Gary at Pop Culture Minefield. They have a wonderful YouTube channel. It is not kid-centric, like we try to keep our show PG, but it's an amazing show. Keith also has his own show with Keith Chimes In over on the Fat Steven Seagal Show, 3 o'clock on Mondays. And Keith, you're amazing.
Talk about different things.
Yeah.
Right now we're covering Babylon 5, and we hope to be able to move on to other things. And but I must say, Babylon 5, that's a little, it doesn't cause anybody to use any language or anything. So, I love Gary.
It's not a Star Wars versus Star Trek type thing.
Babylon 5's a kind of like classic Star Trek, but a little bit different if you combined it with the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there you go. We also have the Nerd Informants, good friends of ours, Tim and Josh. They've been on and joined us, and those guys are awesome. Make sure you guys out there watching, check out those guys. They've got a great Facebook page. Talking about their Facebook page, they also have a second one called Nerd Informants Beyond, where they allow other people to post cool stuff, including stuff from our site. And the Odd Ozpod girls over for the OzCon. Those ladies are awesome. I don't know if they're back to doing every Thursday night or not, but they are awesome. And of course, we've got the Scallywag Productions over on YouTube. Shpoo will be back doing live production soon. We're hopeful his health is going to allow him to be able to get back to that sooner rather than later. And, make sure you guys out there that are watching, check out our site, GeekyKOOL.com, where we've got these videos and we've got all sorts of other content we try to keep updated daily. I'll have to check and see if anything got updated while I was gone on to camp. I don't know. But that's okay, even if it didn't. All right. Thank you guys again for joining us. We so appreciate you coming on, Jessica, Lonnie, Dennis, spending your time with us and talking about such an awesome convention, but also a wonderful organization that you guys have, that you're working and creating not only charity, but hope for these kids, which is just amazing. So we appreciate you guys, appreciate the difference you're making and showing people how good people can be out there. You were exactly right. That was an amazing thing about how you want to bring the hope where people aren't just what you see on television. So we will see you guys next week on the show. Until then, stay geeky and have a wonderful night.
You too.